Welcome to this Thursday night in the NBA, right here on 2K Sports. A moment now to look at the year-to-year scoring output and how it has been trending for Stephen Curry.
And looking at his offensive numbers from the past few years, it seems like teams around the league have kind of figured him out. He's having to work a lot harder for his points, and they haven't been coming nearly as easily as they used to.
Now Golden State's starting five. In the backcourt, we'll see Curry and Podziemski. Daniels out there with Butler, and it's Green in at the 5. And for the Pistons, inside for him, it's Harris and Duran. Hardaway is out there with Cunningham, and it's Thompson in at the 3 spot. There should be plenty of action down in the painted area tonight, Greg, with the big man matchup in this one.
Yeah, I love to see skilled bigs dueling down low. Kind of a throwback in some ways, but there's still plenty of physicality in the modern game.
Here's Harris after the made shot from Daniels. Harris passes to Thompson. Out to Harris. It's up a 3. It's rebounded by Golden State. And this is their first time matched up with the Pistons this year.
And really an odd series between them a year ago, as they couldn't get a win in either meeting.
Man, he sure can get off the floor.
He's one of the best in the business, absolutely. And Detroit has possession. The Warriors making the shot. Duran with the screen on Curry. And a wide open look for Cunningham. And it's off from three-point range. Lets the 3 fly. And there's Stephen Curry on the assist by Daniels.
Honestly, guys, Curry is the best three-point shooter I've ever seen.
And we're about a minute and a half into the first quarter. Better look. Here's Daniels. A shot off that time. Good D by Thompson.
And really, despite that miss, they've had a solid start offensively.
Harris outside. Duran finds Cunningham. They need this. Nice spin off the left rim and in.
I love that move by Cunningham to create the space for himself.
And let's head over to the sideline and catch up with David Aldridge.
Well, I had a chance to talk with head coach J.V. Bickerstaff. Now, I asked him who has him worried out there on the floor, and his answer was Draymond Green. He told me he's a high-effort, high-IQ player who can be so effective. Right now, our plan is to stay physical with him and not let him dictate the terms out there. Of course, this means a hard-fought contest down low. Guys?
Thank you, David.
No matter what night it is, Green seeks to intimidate and more often than not succeeds.
All these threes they're giving up have really been the driving force on this run.
And to me, Draymond Green really embodies the idea of a high IQ player. He can read the opposition, predict where a play is going, and those instincts aren't something that can be easily taught to anyone.
And for Detroit, they come in off a good outing against the Brooklyn Nets.
And a lot of that was game plan, putting guys in a position to succeed, particularly on the offensive end.
And that was the kind of win a coach takes pride in. You lay out the strategy, and the players execute perfectly.
Here's Cunningham, following the basket by Stephen Curry. Outside Hardaway. No good. That's miss number 2. He's 1 for 3. Warriors leading by 10. Here's Daniels. Second chance effort. They had a number of cracks at it, but came away empty-handed. Inside, and stolen by Butler. And now here comes Daniels, leading the break. Takes the 3. Rebound, Detroit.
Well, clearly it hasn't been his best game offensively, but collectively, they've still found a way to get the lead.
The shooting numbers just aren't there yet in the quarter.
Driving inside. Podziemski's shot is good.
Oh, great ball movement there.
On some of the teams above them, trying hard to crack into that top 5.
Well, right now for the Warriors, they've blown away the so-called experts' opinions. People who didn't realize how high their ceiling really was.
Now, here's Cunningham. Last time out, he had 44 points.
Well, he's always on the hunt. Cunningham's next shot is never far off.
Top of the key, and that one's good. Daniels. Daniels has got 9 points.
Defensively, they've been a step slow here to start.
Pistons trail by 12. Pass to Hardaway. Beasley outside. The kick out to Cunningham. Clock at 6. Here's Curry. Basket good. 10 points for him.
The assist totals, Kevin, just continue to grow. They're way ahead in that category. Ball movement has been flawless.
And then Hardaway with the dunk.
Always good to see Hardaway not sitting back and attacking the rim.
Here's Daniels. The dunk and the foul. A powerhouse move, and he's got a chance for one more at the line. That one on Harris.
And what a way to start this game, dominating at both ends of the floor.
Obviously, guys, brilliant coaching, a perfect game plan.
That free throw good from Daniels. And you look at the Detroit Pistons, Stan, so much young talent, but the chemistry is a work in progress. Clearly.
Well, it is, Kevin, and they're working on it, but it's hard with so many new faces, and they still need a second and third guy that they can build around. They've got a lot of good role players, but they need a couple more stars.
And a great assist by Curry as that one goes in. 14 points to the paint. Duran with the bounce pass. The Pistons need to get off a shot here. Wing shot on the way. Warriors with the rebound. Daniels has got rebound number 7 for him tonight.
And on the glass so far, it hadn't even been close.
Rebound, Detroit. Cunningham outside. Harris outside. Back to Cunningham. Duran finds Beasley. From the wing. Connects the jumper drops.
And Curry isn't just a lights-out scorer. He's also efficient at moving the ball and getting it to his teammates.
And that's life above the rim, courtesy of our AT&T 5G Slam Cam. Outside Hardaway. Pass to Harris. Out to Hardaway. Another shot. They get the rebound. Here's Duran. And here's Harris from the arc. Buries the long-range jumper.
And after missing 4 straight, he finally gets one to go.
Here's Daniels. And a great assist by Curry as that one goes in. Daniels has got 18 points.
Well, when you have a guy scoring like he is, you redraw every play to be about getting him the ball.
Harris looking it over. Outside Hardaway. Off target from outside.
And he didn't punish them for the weak coverage there, but they can't count on him to continue missing.
Got that bucket in no time at all. And that's 20 points for P.
Well, he has owned this quarter. A major reason they're up right now.
There's a minute 40 left here in the opening quarter. Harris dishes to Cunningham. Harris outside. Pulls it up. Here's Duran. And terrific work on the offensive glass, and he picks up 2.
Just doing the job on the backboard.
Here's Daniels. Banked in off the glass. Daniels has got 22. Harris outside. It's Beasley on the wing. Harris against Butler. Shoots. Harris misses.
Yeah, I'm not sure if he's going to be able to shoot his way out of this one or not.
Daniels with it. Now defended by Cunningham.
That's not a bad Bad shot at all. It just didn't go in. Sometimes the process is right, and you still get a bad result.
Beasley kicks to Harris. Pistons passing it around. To the middle. Looking for Cunningham, and he gets it there. Now the Warriors moving it up, and here we go.
And they have owned the paint so far, and the score reflects it.
Yeah, it's not difficult to figure out why they built this lead. They have been dominant in the paint.
Here's Cunningham. Here he goes. Played in with a nice touch off the glass. Cunningham's got 6.
Well, with his skill and confidence with the ball, if you put him in position, he'll reward you. On every possession.
And so it's the Golden State Warriors closing out the quarter with a 20-point lead. Their defense has been terrific in this game. Back to the action in just a minute. And if you're just tuning in, we've got a wide margin on the scoreboard, but plenty of time left for a comeback. And a breakdown here, guys. The hustle stats for the Warriors.
Well, they're playing with great pace, pushing the ball up the floor and attacking before the defense can get set.
And another thing, guys, they've been very active tonight, frequently creating scoring opportunities off turnovers.
So on the floor for Golden State to begin this second quarter. Some kind of shooting in the backcourt for him. It's Curry and Hield. Jonathan Kuminga out there with Daniels. And it's Post in at the foul spot. A moment now to hear from our sideline reporter, Hall of Famer David Aldridge. David.
Hi, Kevin. Well, P in the last game against Miami got the job done. He scored an amazing number of points, and ultimately, he posted a triple-double. And those are big numbers he put up. Hard to match. But he'll be aiming high again tonight. Back to you guys.
Thanks, David. Greg, it was obvious he was having a lot of fun out there. Tremendous victory.
I'll tell you, he may have been enjoying himself, but whoever was matched up against him certainly wasn't.
Yeah, well, winning is usually fun, especially when you have it going like he did.
Here is Daniels. He's covered by Thompson. And that one's good. Daniels.
No doubt about the consistency when it comes to scoring the basketball for him tonight. A real nice lift for their offense.
Schroeder outside. Off to a good start as he hits his first shot attempt.
And they're beginning to just flat out fall apart defensively right now, especially on the interior.
Three-pointer, Daniels. Rebounded by the Pistons. They'll be playing host to Toronto for the next one. That'll be the latter half of this two-game homestand. Curry against Schroeder. Pass to Thompson. From 13, rejected by Daniels. Misses in close. Pistons trail by 18. Here's Thompson. And it's Daniels with the rebound. Warriors have gone 2 of 5 from the field here in the second quarter, shooting 40%. And you look at Asar Thompson, coach, already imposing at the defensive end of the floor.
He certainly is, Kevin. And that's what they got him to do. But it's the offensive end where he has to make strides, especially in his three-point shooting. It's problematic for a perimeter player who struggles to get the ball in the basket.
Warriors leading by 20. On the wing, Hield. Here's Curry with the three. Yes, once again, he remains perfect. 6 attempts and 6 hits.
Well, he's already got 9 points from three-point range. They need to pay attention to him wherever he is.
Schroeder against Curry. Thompson outside. And Thompson throws it down.
And when he lets the athleticism take over, Thompson can do almost anything. Of the two offenses here tonight, you can tell theirs is just a bit more in sync.
Well, I think it's because they're calling sets that really match up well with their personnel.
Pass to Beasley. Stewart with the screen on Hield. No good from Beasley. Golden State's gone 4-6 from outside the arc tonight. Curry passes to Daniels. Good, he hits again.
And as he continues to pile up the points, he is moving into elite company.
Creeping up, moving up on the 4th highest scoring season in league history.
And Wilt Chamberlain holds so many of these top scoring marks. He's got this next one with 3,033 points set back in 1961.
Pass to Daniels. And foul on the shot, so he'll get a chance at the line. It's going to be on Malik Beasley. The Warriors have gone 1 for 1, making their previous attempt at the line. And Stan, we seem to be in the midst of a big man renaissance in the NBA. And I love it. So that being said, which of these big stars do you like the most?
Well, that's a tough question because there's so much talent and they're all different. You've got Embiid, who is unstoppable offensively. You've got Wembanyama with his combination of size and length, skill and agility. You've got guys who can shoot the ball. But the guy that combines the most of those things that I would take, Nikola Jokic.
Detroit's gone 1 of 3 from way outside since the start of the second quarter. Here's Schroeder, and it's Isaiah Stewart with the foul. That's his first foul.
First personal foul. First team foul.
The Warriors have gone 6 of 10 from the floor here in the second quarter.
Building this lead in every way possible.
That's a 2 from Cunningham. And the rebound goes to the Warriors. They come in fresh off a win against the Heat.
Yeah, they got into a terrific flow.
Again, what an avalanche!
Well, he's gone up to 40 as he continues to just dominate.
You're right. We knew he had a shot at it tonight. He is now tied for third for the most 40-point games in a season.
And you can put him in the same breath as Michael Jordan. They both can say they had 37 games of 40 or more.
Down to 5 on the shot clock. Here's Stewart. Detroit, no good that time either.
And they've got a big lead, not just on the scoreboard, but really in the rebounding numbers as well.
Stewart with the steal. It's the Golden State Warriors with an 18-point lead as the quarter comes to a close. From the field, they have been outstanding, amazing shooting. That's what has them headed to a blowout. We'll get you back to the action after this break.
Hey there, everybody. Shaq says hi. Kenny says hi, too. Yes, we are in the midst of the NBA season and a perfect time to see how things are coming together in the West. You know what I was just thinking about, fellas? The NBA has lots of bright lights, maybe too bright for some.
Speaking of bright, Ernie, can we wear sunglasses on the set? You know, I'm looking at Shaq's head, and it's really, that wax he put on his head, oh my God, it's just glaring in my eyes.
Well, it deflects away the haters like you, Kenny. Glad to know it's working.
You have any extra, biggin?
You don't need it, Ernie. You always shine.
And let's move on to that first half. Talk about a rough start for the Pistons.
They're getting steamrolled, giving up too many points in the paint.
And it's just not the rim protection. You have to stay in front of all ball handlers, or you'll get broken down and eaten alive.
And that is a wrap. Now let's send you back to Kevin Harlan for the start of the third quarter.
And after a very lopsided first half, we'll see if things play out a little more evenly here in the second. A fantastic game from P in this one.
Well, with a double-double in hand through 2 quarters, you can just imagine what his stat line will look like at the end of this one.
Well, he's already put in a full day's work. They might want to lighten the load on him in the second half.
Warriors leading by 18. Thompson and Harris are their forwards. Cunningham is out there with Tim Hardaway Jr. And it's Duren in at center. That's the group for Detroit right now.
And you know what? This guy is just a natural-born scorer.
The Pistons shooting for the game at 42%. Here's Cunningham. And the rejection by Curry.
And quick reaction by Curry. Steph putting some serious effort in defensively.
Butler kicks to Daniels. Over Harris. And another one.
That ties him for the 4th most points in a single season.
An extended scoring tear for him, for sure. We're witnessing one of the greatest offensive years we've ever seen.
Yeah, and guess what? It could get
better. He's now just 8 points short of MJ's 1987 year and third most in league history.
And now the latest from our reporter, David Aldridge.
Kevin, thank you. Tobias Harris, over the course of his career, has played a lot at both forward positions. He says, I'm comfortable playing both of them. I'm not big on the position thing.
Connects again.
It's hard to understate just how special his season's been. This is something we see once in a generation.
He now has the 4th highest scoring season of all time.
And there are only 2 other names on the top 5 list, Jordan and Chamberlain. To say he's joining NBA royalty, that'd be a bit of an understatement.
Well, after 3 straight makes, that's their first miss of the half.
Over in the corner, Cunningham. Six to shoot. And here's Harris from the arc. Pistons working now with a new shot clock. And it's good, 2 points. Cunningham's got 10 points.
I love the hustle there from Cunningham. Plays like that demonstrate leadership.
Down low, Duren. And the rebound goes to the Warriors. Daniels has got 14 rebounds for him tonight. Wow. And a deep three from Curry. The shot's good on the assist by Daniels. Daniels has got 4 assists in the game. And it's Cunningham with the ball for the Detroit Pistons. Outside Hardaway. Back to Cunningham. Pass to Thompson. Green with the rebound. Warriors leading by 23. Daniels passes to Curry. And that one's good. Daniels has got 48.
Well, he's had a night. This team feeds off of his energy. And every time they've needed a bucket, he's delivered.
Hardaway kicks to Harris. And again, it's the Pistons missing.
Well, it's been a frustrating night for him at the offensive end. Just not able to give them any kind of a lift.
Pass to Podziemski. Shoots from the elbow. Detroit with the rebound. Duren's got 6 rebounds in the game. Outside Hardaway. Duren with it. He's covered by Daniels. Duren down low. Unable to get that one. Nice D from Daniels. Another bucket. Wow.
My goodness. 50 for the game.
Yep, he is putting on a show. They need a good offensive possession.
Yeah, they've gone a long time without a bucket.
Timeout call, the Pistons. And the Warriors making a change here. Well, we've got a moment now to see this year's three-point contest and how it's shaping up. Let's take a look at some of the top candidates emerging as we see here some players who are likely to make the final cut.
Not too shabby of shooters on this list, Kevin. You got to love the advancement and really the evolution of the three-point shot in today's game.
Take a look at Daniels, and it's him all alone atop the voting. It's pretty much a done deal that he'll be showing off his long-range skills in the three-point contest.
Yep, and he's going to be scary to have to go up against if he's on that day. Nobody can shoot it like he can when he gets in a groove.
And we'll keep you posted as we find out more and as we get closer to the three-point contest once we have our final list of official contestants.
Yeah, it's going to be very competitive.
And good, he hits it again.
His offensive arsenal has been on full display all season long.
You're right. Now tied for third place, points in a single season.
And fellas, he's tied with none other than the great Michael Jordan, and he is not done yet.
Yeah, that's a shot that Cunningham is very comfortable with. No problem with the mid-range.
Coach, it didn't take long for Cade Cunningham to establish himself as the leader of this team.
Well, Kevin, he's very mature for his age. He was put in a position with all young guys around him, so he had to step up. And I've never heard Cade Cunningham blame anyone else for the team's struggles. He's got everything you could want in a team leader.
Looking at who's out there now for the Pistons. Malik Beasley comes in for Hardaway. And Dennis Schroeder's sub. Good, that's another bucket.
All season long, he has been absolutely dominant. The scoring doesn't end with him.
Yeah, he's already left his mark on history, moving into third place for most points in a season. Amazing.
And can you believe he has passed Michael Jordan for third most points in a season? It's rare you ever see his airness get passed on any list.
Harris misses.
They've shown some strength in the paint today. Their work on the boards has been impressive.
And that one's good. Daniels has got 16 points here in the second half.
Well, he's been in total control offensively, and the defense has had no answers.
Beasley outside. Harris outside. An easy 2 points on the layup. Harris has got his third basket of the night.
And it does a world of good for them to have Harris getting busy inside. Gives them that inside-out edge they're looking for.
Daniels passes to Kuminga. From past the arc. And again, another basket there from Daniels. Daniels has got 59 points.
Well, it's only his second three of the night. If he's going to heat up, the second half is a great time to do it.
Pass to Duren. And it's Beasley in the corner. Thompson sets the pick for Beasley. It's rebounded by Golden State. Daniels with it. What an incredible scoring display he has put on tonight.
Well, he's going back to the arc. He might be building some momentum from range here in the second half.
Schroeder passes to Harris. Now, here's Thompson. He's tightly guarded. Trains the three-pointer. Beasley's got 8.
Both teams running perimeter-oriented plays that are working.
Well, you know it's become a three-point shooting league. Teams shooting a steady diet from outside. Well, what a quarter he's had. You can tell he's in the flow. They should be looking for him every possession.
Here's Thompson. Pass to Duren. Second shot opportunity. And foul on the shot. He'll shoot 2 at the free throw line.
And I love that from Duren.
Pistons decide to talk it over. You know, Stan, we hear all the time about after timeout plays. About how many of those do teams really have at their disposal?
Well, you certainly have to have a few, Kevin. Coaches vary in their philosophy. Some coaches will draw them up on the fly. I was one, like a lot of guys, who wanted to have things that we've worked on that then we could go to. But that just depends on who you've got, how smart your guys are, how quickly they pick things up.
Setting the floor for the Warriors. Looney out there with Daniels. Then it's Hield, and it's Spencer in at the point. Cunningham looking it over. Doesn't get it to drop for him. Good D by Hield. Here's Daniels, and it's good for 2.
And Matador defense, that's one of the easiest shots he is ever going to see.
An unorganized defense like that is not going to help them close this deficit.
Cunningham drives in. Beasley with a clean look, and the foul called on Cade Cunningham. That's his first foul.
Well, you talk about a full 180. His play here in the second half has really come on. You can see his confidence building.
For the Pistons, Jalen Duren. He's checked in for Stewart. Tobias Harris comes in for Holland. And Tim Hardaway Jr. subbed in for Dennis Schroeder. Cunningham outside. Greg, we know players are not shy about criticizing officiating. Anything you try to change or improve with the way the game is called?
Well, I like when the players and the refs get together in the offseason to go over video examples. And I think one thing that's important is you got to have relationships between the players and the officials. And then I think the fans can also then kind of get on the same page. There are going to be missed calls out there. That will never change.
Golden State's gone 3 of 5 from beyond the arc since the final quarter's gotten underway. And that one's good. Daniels.
They should continue to get the ball inside. The defense struggling to contain them.
To the inside. Here's Hardaway. And then Hardaway with the dunk.
Oh, reversed it home. That was pretty.
Agreed. The agility on display. Here's Daniels. And there are the Warriors now with another bucket.
And that set them apart today, guys. Their success with the mid-range.
Harris outside. He's looking for Hardaway and finds him. Cunningham outside. Yes, and it's Hardaway picking up the assist.
Well, yeah, that's why he was the #1 pick back in 2021. Cunningham showing there that he can dominate games.
Count it, good.
And that's just cold-blooded right there. He's taking no prisoners.
Yeah, he's leaving no doubt in this one. Doing everything he can to slam the door on a comeback.
Beasley kicks to Harris. Hits the three-point bomb.
And as they're trailing in this game, they're trying to stay in it with the triple. Just shooting a lot more of them than they did in the first half.
And that one's good. Daniels.
Well, they have to be thrilled with how reliable he's been tonight.
Cunningham dishes it to Harris. Back to Cunningham. Here's Durant. And contact on the shot, so he'll be shooting free throws here.
And they came out of the locker room after halftime with a much more physical approach than what we saw in that first half.
Well, look, it seems like every time Jalen Duren is on the floor, he's looking to outdo himself, to raise his own standards as a player. I really like that about him.
Thompson, he's checked in for the Pistons.
Well, he's getting all he can offensively and making the most of it.
Moody's checked in for the Warriors. That free throw good from Daniels. And the NBA helping establish academies and even leagues, Greg, on foreign soil. Do you expect more to come?
I do, Kevin. I think the league recognizes it has a big role to play in the expansion of the game globally. Investments being made with the long-term view in mind.
Moody the pass to Daniels. No good from outside. Detroit has gone 2 of 5 on three-point shots since the end of the third quarter. Now, here's Cunningham. He's covered by Daniels. Shoots from the elbow. Cunningham gets the bucket. Cunningham's got 10 points here in the second half.
Well, that's where Cunningham does his best work, from the free throw line down.
Three-pointer, Daniels. Duren pulls it in. And so it's Cunningham. He'll bring it up for the Pistons. Hardaway passes to Harris. And slam dunk by Harris.
How about that finish by Harris? He sees his opening and does not hesitate to rise up and be free.
And that'll be 2 free throws coming up. Officials on the call with the foul.
Clearly a foul.
13 foul. Shooting for Golden State.
No good on that.
2 shots.
And he's good on the second. The Pistons shooting fairly well in the fourth, around 48%. Cunningham. passes to Harris. To Cunningham, and the ball out of play. The Warriors will inbound. Golden State's gone beyond the arc 7 times here in the fourth and been successful 3 times. That's tipped. Here's Hardaway, out to Thompson. Healed against Cunningham. And here's Harris from the arc. And it's Looney with the rebound. Looney's got 6 rebounds in the game. Here's Daniels. The teardrop falls in.
Yeah, it took just enough off of it for the floater.
And, well, Detroit shooting a mediocre 41% in this one. They're in high post. Pass to Cunningham. Here's the 3. They get it again. And the call on the shot that sends him to the line. That one is on Hield.
Well, you feel for the defense there. Duren is just a beast inside.
That's good from Duren. After a solid rookie campaign, Coach, Jalen Duren had a breakout sophomore year.
Well, Kevin, Jalen Duren knows who he is. Averaging a double-double, but he stays within himself. Doesn't take very many jump shots, shot well over 60%, and he has got a great motor.
Yes, and with this one winding down, it's obvious to everyone who watched it. Just a total mismatch and a true show of strength for the Warriors.
You don't see this kind of a blowout often, but tonight this is a quality win across the board to deliver out this kind of punishment.
They definitely never changed the approach. They just kept after it and showed they were clearly the better team in just about every single category.
And so checking out the record for these guys tonight will mark win number 37 for them on the year.
And so they'll take the first game of the season series, a team they'll only see twice. They're certainly happy to start it off with a win.
And we watched one guy all night long, guys, and looking at the stats just confirms what a dominant game he had. What a night tonight it was for P.
He was really important under the basket, making the plays down low and getting position to pull in rebounds.
Out to Thompson. 23 seconds left to play here in the fourth. Oh, good with the triple. Here's Daniels. Hits it again. Wow.
He just notched 92 points on that one.
Simply surreal. G.A., I'm not sure even he can believe what's going on right now. Thompson looking for an opening. So we see the Warriors taking the game here. To come into an opponent's building and dominate the way they did tonight says, I think, Greg, an awful lot about this team.
I guess they don't need home cooking to feel at home. I mean, Kevin, just a masterful performance all the way around.
And that'll wrap it up, folks. So for Stan Van Gundy, Greg Anthony, and David Aldridge, this is Kevin Harlan. Thank you for watching the NBA presented by 2K Sports. See you next time.
What's next, MP? Going after Wilt?